Now let me be my own interpreter and apologist in this grand theater. So let us read. Tens of thousands of decisions, wrong place, wrong time, angering hidden quarters of the world, because you shone too much and attracted too much attention among the mediocrity of the mob. You made a liberative stand among slaves ignorant of their slavery. Objectively best decisions that we were capable of making at a given time and space in such and such circumstances. There's the question of resilience. How many times can you be smashed and made insane by the other side of the political religious grounds on pure malice and because so little bastard will prove you better and emerge triumphant nevertheless? Or at least like a beaten dog in a Cadmean defeat, keep barely on the surface of things to live another day. Invisible wars to other mortals as they walk in between, oblivious to themselves, their own lives, their souls, and your own mighty wall. You need to walk around them, family, acquaintances, and adjust to their ignorance, because a word slipped in this chameleonic game will antagonize them or send you directly into the arms of psychiatry. How many times anyone listened? I had a few friends that did, openly without prejudice, and they agreed, man, you're fucked over, but what are we to do? We are more helpless than you are in your own mighty walls. Friendship was enough. Symphony of pure human resonation. Slipping into hell's, do you think bigoted idiots with a mission passers-by will not find your tragedy a demonstrative show of their petty-mindedness to mark you as some kind of a profane devil that is removed from their understanding of the whole situation? Even those pests have their own lives after they perform damage in their stupidity, gaining absolutely nothing. They will withdraw to the safety cocoons of their foolishness like cowards. How are hells paved with broken lives that didn't receive any justice, with tens of thousands of fighters that didn't find recourse in winning a single one of them. Then simplicity kicks in. All these sophisticated contexts, intellectual militant understandings, cognoscent of their own form. Of the whys and hows, we know all of it. They beg to decide whether to be a destroyer of ignorant lives or whether to overcome it like a beaten dog. Spat upon by the society of the meek that was first to criticize without any knowledge of insight at all. Our decisions, our combative strength, our determination, our war wasted into shit. Jan Blechunz once wrote in his letters, great natures turned to evil are the greatest ruin of themselves and all. Likewise, great enterprises and endeavors, global ones, when turned to evil, great catastrophes. With those populist right-wing morals like maggots drilling over the ruins of the empire. Because in every greatness there is a seed of darkness and destruction that is interpreted posthumously into the other side. The dead rule the living, so goes the Dionysian dictum in their oblivion. Simplify evil, simplify destruction, simplify creation, simplify hate and loathing. Reserve perfidy and intelligence above all to make this simple malediction against them into a pure form of art. Simplify benevolence, simplify active compassion, simplify victorious overcoming to make this simple blessing into a silent art. Here I stand, once I was called a titan amongst gods, my subjective life objectified into sure presage of traditions of the mighty gods. I follow. In a society, I'm a mere precariat, some crawling thing, citing Seneca, no one knows whether he was truly born. Hold your reins and gallop through this misery until you hit the streets, whipping the dust of your worldly books, give passers-by the look of grave understanding and silence. That they never see anyway. Least understood, their shallowness doesn't allow to look beyond their own tip of their nose. They never claim deep gargantuan lives that require an intuitive understanding of the fate and destinies of others. What else is there? Unconquered life, mastered nevertheless. As we look with longing to depart from this battle-blooded carnival, shell into the next world, the afterlife, as we are interpreted into true gods. As our memories of this life fade into oblivion as something unwanted, we'll be there to write our vain biographies, autobiographers, those pigs, archivists, It is a life that fades into oblivion on earth and is eternalized amongst the stars. We'll be there to right those things. What for? Another droplet of blood is shed in the grail of humanity, into the grail of the gods. As we were denied life, we carry our crowns with an afterthought scepter. An emperor exposed to the mob, even if Caesarized with the mob status, will be torn to shreds by the hand shouting, "You are like us, you are no better than us, you are worse than us, why you?" in their vain cries, while a vile idiot exposed to the mob with the status of an emperor will be worshipped like a god. It is a question of perception, a vantage point, and purview of the beholder. The consolation is some values, some divine deified values incorporated, embodied, remain recognized by the gods forever, and wars that we fought invisibly to the mob are all known by the goddesses. So let us remain silent about the majority of our stories, and from the wealth of our experience, share what is necessary to the mute audience that long left the theater. As we stand on the scenes talking to shadows of the dead, and our own skull gently suspended in our hand testifies for our rise and shedding of this wicked flesh.